The main event mama's bringing the heat. Talking life, love, and the wrestling beat. Step in the ring where the real ones meet. Mic in hand. Yeah, we on repeat. Yeah. Tag team champs of the everyday grind. Body slammed out, leave them behind. From the school runs to the grocery lines. Still got time to drop these rhymes. Late night chats over spilled tea. Wrestling moves in reality. Balance it all like it's destiny. Mama life is the legacy. Main event mamas, we run this show from the...
Welcome on this happy, glorious Sunday. I know I said we was going live before, but y'all know, mama life is complicated and obviously unscheduled as we deal with on a daily basis. But with that, I'm Kiara.
I'm Kevlin.
And I'm Tanisha.
And we're going to unpack Vengeance Day, because that was a moment to behold. And if you are joining us, we are live right now on X, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, which is X, but also Twitch. That's the other one, sorry. So if you're coming and joining us, let us know where you're popping in from, because we got a lot of time. And with that, how did you feel about it? Kevlin's joining us today, our surprise guest as usual. But how did you guys feel about Vengeance Day before we start, unpacking the various matches at all?
I liked it overall. I thought that they did a good job with several of the matches. I was on my edge of my seat for a couple of them, so I think overall they did a good job.
I agree. I think they did a good job too. There was a lot of energy in the building, which I feel like sometimes we don't get that with some of the main roster stuff. But question for you guys in our audience: which moment made you scream at your TV louder? Tatum's win or Ethan Page's accidents?
I'm gonna say Tatum winning.
I second that.
I feel like Ethan. I don't know. You knew you slid that all the way across. You knew that was a slide all the way across the thing, and then you try to make it pretend like I don't know what happened. And I didn't like. Come on, he was right there in front of you. How you misjudged that? I don't know.
I mean, he was right there in front of him, though. Like, sir, like. But also, if you had watched Ethan's face, he hasn't been listening to Ricky for some time. So,
I mean, I can see that being a good feud or whatever. And I think Ethan for the NXT title. I mean, I really thought he was just gonna. I knew the moment he came out, I was like, "You are next, aren't you?" That's cool. I can see that happen. I support that decision.
I'm going towards the title picture.
Yeah, no more of this pretty Ricky situation. Yeah, I support it.
I mean,
I definitely scream louder for Tatum. That was when I saw her do what they call it. Was that Crossroads? What she called it? The Tombstone. She called it something.
It was the cemetery driver. It was a cemetery driver.
I knew it was somewhere in that realm. When because at first I was like, "Don't fall for it, Tatum. Don't go into the fall."
So don't go into the light.
Don't go into the light. Don't go into the light. I was like, that's what they want. They wanted you to get counted out. So I was happy she rolled back in there. But when she sat here and did her little, I didn't go down. I flipped. I'm here. I was like, oh, it's over. I knew it was over. I was like, yeah, let's go. I think everybody.
I definitely thought it was.
I feel like that was the biggest pop. I feel like that was the biggest pop.
You think so?
I think so. When she won.
Typically I would go in order, but we're not gonna do that today. We're not gonna do that because I think we need to start with Joe Hendry. First, I want to say,
are we going backwards?
No.
Oh.
Well, yes, and also no,
okay.
Because You'll see in a minute. Yes and no.
Okay.
You saw the outline. I don't know if this is forward or backwards. I just want to start with Hendry.
I know. I'm saying.
That's who I'm starting with because he's the one you're least interested in. But I will say, Booker T's rendition of his song is always my favorite part of everything because when he starts singing, it is just epic. That man, I was like, listen, why are we singing Joe Hendry's song? What's happening? What's going on? Why does he do this? And that is really good. But also, I think it's important to unpack what we just talked about a little bit. Certainly that slide of the NXT Championship. But I want to take you back. I'll take you back a little bit till this week on NXT, where Ethan was giving Ricky the side eye, where Ricky gave him a pep talk, only to end up right before the event again with Ricky giving Ethan the pep talk of, man, don't worry about it. You can get back on the horse and get your NXT North American title because me, myself, and I'm going to be NXT champion. And I'm like, and then what makes it really funny is that Ethan's eyes get smaller and smaller as he's looking at Ricky. That side eye is epic. And he's just like, and all I kept thinking was, you about to be in trouble, Ricky. Because Ethan does what's good for Ethan. He always has. So why is this a surprising turn? I don't know. But like you said, he slid the NXT championship over, but it landed right in Joe Hendry's hands. So, I mean, do good guys use objects to win matches? How do we feel about that? Are you really a good guy if you just take advantage of the situation?
Well, I don't think Ethan's a good guy. Ethan's not a good guy.
No, I was talking about Joe.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I feel like since he's came to NXT, his edge has gotten a little. I don't think he's really a good guy. I think he's going to turn heel soon too.
Joe?
Yes. Come on.
I don't know if I think Joe's going to turn over.
Roman's not a good guy, but he has listen to what I'm saying. Roman is not a good guy, and he has one on their toes ready. We the ones, right?
Fair.
We got Seth, who's not really a good guy.
Yes.
And everybody sings his song and is happy, right?
I love me some Seth. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Right? Then we also got
better indifferent.
CM Punk, who's really not a good guy either, because we already know everyone sings that song.
I told you he wasn't a good guy. I don't know who had that wrong.
But I'm saying, well, why wouldn't Joe Hendry technically turn heel? I'm seeing him becoming more aggressive. He's, it's just one of those things, it makes sense that he can be a, I don't know how to say it. Like a, I don't know the word I'm trying to create a word in my head. Good eel. There you go. Oh, that's a good one. Good eel. He's like a good eel.
Just say a good heel.
A good eel.
Well, I said
he
eel.
picks the day that he wants to be a good guy.
I was trying to combine the word. There you go.
Help me.
See? Kelani gets a chance.
I see, because here we are. Kiara's confused. I mean, I love this for y'all that y'all have your.
Listen, I know what you meant.
I'm glad because I was like,
she knew what I meant.
What happens here? I'm like, heel. Okay, here's my thing though. Clearly I do agree with you that
twin path is not working for us today.
Nope, definitely on. We have some kind of frequency issues, but I don't know. I don't see that for him. I mean, I just can't see Joe go ahead and doing it in that way. And I'll tell you why. Because Joe, even in his TNA run, like, why? I don't think I don't think I've ever seen Joe as a bad guy. And I don't know, I haven't followed his career that long. So if, y'all know out there, like, yeah, he was bad. Okay, cool. Kiara didn't know. She ain't seen it. The only one I've seen is that guy who does the trademark smile and who has that wonderful song that Tanisha so deeply hates.
No, I only like it when Booker sings it. Because it reminds me of our brother. That's about it. I don't sing it. I just start laughing.
I understand. I do. Okay. Raise my hand side to side. Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm done.
No. but I do. I love it. And I think he works so well as a good guy. And then I would argue really good guys are there in NXT right now anyway. So if he decides to go off and be a bad guy, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that really works for him. But I can see what you're saying. It definitely was advantageous for him. There were some low blows coming and going. I was like, oh, we doing this now?
Behind the ref's back. So, I mean, just saying,
not a good guy. Not a good guy.
I mean, maybe it was an accident.
What? That was
Perhaps
deliberate.
it was a mistake.
Did you say accident? How you accidentally
Girl,
murdered
maybe.
somebody?
I don't know.
Like, we always watching the same thing.
Know.
I don't understand how you thought that was an accident. Like, we saw it. It was a deliberate, like, doop, doop, and he was like, I'm gonna capitalize on that. Like, I'm just like, if Joe, do you really think Joe would have not used his title if the ref was not looking?
No.
Okay.
Okay, I see your point. But no, I still think I think he's still, I think he's taking advantage of what happened to him. I don't know necessarily that makes him a bad guy though. I definitely think in his head he just made the best of the situation because Ethan and Ricky were trying to, steal his championship and he wasn't for that. And maybe that's a good idea considering what he's gone through, to get it.
I mean, he got everybody. I mean, Darkseid, they attacked. He's like I said, he's become a little bit more aggressive.
I do think so.
Just think about what happened on Tuesday. What happened on Tuesday? All of a sudden, him and Miles are they standing together, and then he's like, "All right, I need you to do this over here." Like, come on. I mean, I'm not going to say Pretty Ricky was, I don't know what he was singing. I don't know what he was doing. So I just figured, he deserved that. But,
Does he know what he was singing? I mean, it felt like he was supposed to be rock-esque, but it quickly got taken down off of YouTube. So if you just want to see that segment, you might be out of luck.
They do have it in the highlights. It's in the highlights. He has a portion of it in the highlights. Okay. It is in the highlights.
A portion, not the whole segment, because there was thoughts and feelings clearly about what was being said or not said. Too much to our shoes. So anyway, were you shocked that Joe kept the title, even though I'm pretty sure I forgot how our predictions went? No, I picked Joe. Like I said, I don't think they were going to take it off of Joe. It was hard pressed for me for Joe to lose that championship this early. It's just not time.
And especially not to Ricky.
Yep.
He has become unhealthily obsessed with it.
Is there a healthy obsession?
Well, I think so.
Because I argue
it could be.
Many people have had unhealthy obsessions. I would go with Cody and the story, right? Like, we're not past the story, and here we are, still here. So, I mean, what are you obsessed with?
Being on top.
And as you should be, though, like as a competitor. But is that Ricky's motivation?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's something we need to talk about. Or we'll
listen to the song
now, but we can certainly
find the song and listen to the song and see what he actually was saying. It was necessary for them to take it.
They never took
because I definitely
the Rock song, and his song was about crackheads and addicts, if you all remember.
Well, you got to remember that was also a different time.
Wasn't that
because even The Rock had a segment where he was like, when Mick Foley did "This Was Your Life," The Rock edition, and he had all these people.
Yes.
Rock sat here and destroyed every last person that walked in, especially his second grade or whatever elementary school. I don't know, whatever that teacher was. She walked out of there clutching her pearls, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this was the kid I sat here and taught."
I hope she got compensated for her time.
I remember that.
It was a time. I agree with you. It was a time. I see what you're saying. All right. So obviously, we did talk about this a little bit. We're definitely going to get into it now as we go into the Tatum situation. So we did briefly talk about this, but I do want to unpack it just a little bit more. Because like you said, there was a moment where she got distracted. But overall, like you said, I do think she showed grit. Her moveset is pretty impressive. I don't know that I would associate that kind of like technical wrestling with Tatum and her kind of unpredictable style. I was really kind of impressed with just her overall everything. And I thought it was good that Izzi lost that title because she did just take it, right? She took it from Tatum previously. So I'm just saying, I was really impressed with her work. And I really to see this cemetery driver multiple times because I'm still trying to figure out what happened. I was like, was her arms up, her face down? I mean, sounded like a Ludacris song a little bit. I wasn't sure what happened in that moment. I was like, ooh, well, we can be here for this moment because it felt like we were going places. But I would argue the culling is starting to lose its luster a little bit. What do you think?
I mean, I definitely want to hear Kevin's take, but I definitely feel like this is showing the crack a little bit, but they ain't breaking up anytime soon yet. I just think it's just showing that they have gotten so fixated on trying to tear Tatum down that they forgot why they are the Culling. That's what I'm going to say, because why were y'all so like, I don't know. It was just like Izzi can't do no wrong. And I remember you saying that, like, no, they follow Izzi, but now Izzi has knocked you over. So now what? What are we gonna do now?
Knock them over.
I mean,
she was the only one who was a champion. Like, let's talk about that for a moment. I think that when we think about factions, we think about their impact in terms of championships, which is why we were arguing about a lot of the main roster situations, right? Like, bam. Like, how you gonna be a dominant faction when you don't have any championships? Like, who are you dominating? Mentally, right. You just dominate in the field, right, in your mind, but you're not literally dominating the roster or the canvas. And so it's hard for you to look like you're a dominant faction. And with the culling, did they ever?
Not really.
I don't know. I don't know how long the culling's been a thing since I've started watching NXT. I didn't know.
They've been a thing for a while.
I didn't know who the culling was until Tatum got there. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know until they kind of like put her underneath their wings. I was like, oh, you know. But I also knew that Izzi was jealous of her. You knew that from the back. You knew that was from the jump because the boys did take a liking to Tatum and was like,
they did.
Oh. And then you just thought she was just going to be a little lapdog. I thought she was going to be like the catalyst to your being, and thought it was going to help elevate Izzi, and it didn't. So that's from what I know from watching it, because I mean, I think I just started watching NXT now. I think 11 months, 10 months, because I'm going when we first started this in April. I refused.
I don't think it's even 10 months. I would take you down to 8.
Okay, I'm about to say I think I refused. I said absolutely not going to happen. Never. I don't want to watch that.
That was kind of like me and AEW.
I did. I said
I'd be out here on the island.
I definitely said never, ever.
I was on the island over here
by yourself,
hoping for some relief, like hoping some water.
If it wasn't for my big brother who constantly was watching it. And I like that's how I knew like bits and pieces. If it wasn't for Rob, I don't know if I ever would have got into it because he would watch it. He would make sure he watched it the next day. And I'm like, oh, who's this? And that's how I got introduced to Miss Parker. And I was like, oh,
that's right.
Ooh. I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it for Miss Parker because I'm like, there's someone who looks like similar to me who has hips and she is confident in herself. So I was like, oh, that's good. I like that. Because, you know, when we grew up, we didn't have nobody. They were all the size of our pinky, maybe the size of two fingers. So, you know, they didn't have that representation. So it was kind of good to see that. So that kind of like what drew me. And then it just became everybody else.
Oh. There.
I'll reel it back in.
I mean,
Tatum.
Yep, I'm about to say, I think we need to go back to Tatum. But yes, that's what literally... I ended up getting started liking Tatum because it was just like her story her best friends got called up to the main roster or got let go, and she was just this person lost in the sauce. It was almost like they was making her like a mini Alexa.
They were, her and that weird doll. However, Alexa's not necessarily creepy.
Wait. What?
Well, she had a doll.
Strange.
I'm going, Alexa was strange. She was a part of the...
I mean, okay, so I'm talking about, go back. Okay, so before the Bray of it all, Alexa was very shiny, bright and shiny. Right? Glitter, rainbow, and unicorns, right?
She was more like the Harley Quinn.
Then when we... Right.
She was. When she came in, she was like Harley Quinn.
Okay, well, maybe that. I can't take you all the way back.
No, because Liv didn't start becoming Harley
Quinnish.
Quinnish until after the Wyatt Squad left.
Right.
Alexa was more. That's how they packaged her in a way. I felt like when she came up to the main roster.
Okay, because I would say the times that I caught up on, she wasn't necessarily as like creepy. She was shiny, bright and shiny, and not necessarily that. But I will say, once she got what?
No, I'm listening. It's not you. We go ahead. It's not you. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's not you. Our friend did like one of these, and she went like this real quick. That's all. I'm sorry.
I mean, we really are moms. It's out here hard. Okay, so just.
That's why I said like it was a joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So when you look at when she became darker is when she had that creepy doll, that our friend Sean Diva had yesterday when we were on the stream, exclusive night stream. And so like that's where I feel like that changed for her. And then when they brought Tatum in, she started to come creepy too, right? But her creepy was a little darker. It was a little darker. She was in there crying. She had tears. Mascara was running. That was very different. Alexa was not that kind of. She wasn't crying. She was crazy. I'm looking at you. I might, commit homicide in my eyes, but I'm not actually going to do that probably. Except, unless we want to fire of it all, but never.
Yeah, I'm about to say the fire.
Let's not take it back to the Bray and the fire of it all. Yes, I just feel like Tatum was a darker version of that. So I do see where you were going. And then she had that weird Barbie doll, which I don't know if that was just a budget issue or just a choice, is why her Barbie doll looked crazy. She had looked like she was walking here from the Rugrats. It was real crazy. I said that in
my head. I said it looked like the doll from Rugrats. Like, they were like,
it was crazy. But it also made sense because she lost those friends, right? Like if you lost the friends that you had, then you were lonely. And so that was her only friend. And then they built that relationship really good between her and Izzi because suddenly Izzi was her whole world, right? Izzi's my best friend. And then when Tatum won the title, we started to see these shades of Izzi, like, how did I even end up here? But she stopped listening to Izzi. Izzi was like, stop trying to do this, stop trying to do that. And then Tatum's like, I'll do it anyway. And the more you saw that, the more you saw Izzi just get angrier and angrier. Anyway, I hope this is the end of the fight. Like, I hope this is the end of this little feud with them because I don't see it going any further for any reason now that Tatum has the title. I think it's time to open her up to other challengers. I think it's time to bring Ren and some of the other girls in the back in the mix here too. Because I just think, like, we want to see what happened with Jordan when they call him up and you're like, they could have had plenty of opportunity to win titles on this roster. So that being said, Tatum is now the only second woman ever to have held both the NXT women's title and the women's North American title. So
that's
clearly they believe.
The first one, Stephanie, right?
No, who beat Stephanie? It wasn't Tatum. It was JC.
But I'm saying the Stephanie had the North American and wasn't she the first one?
Hi, John.
Hey, John. Wasn't she the first one to have both?
Amen. Praise the Lord. Was she the first one? Stephanie, the first one to have both? Probably. Yeah. I could see Stephanie being the first one to have both of those, actually. Because the women's North American title was kind of new. And Kelani never got the women. Did Kelani get the women's title? Because I would say she definitely was North American champion.
They made sure they put that. That's the other thing. When we get there, well, no, actually, I can say it now. When they put the scorecard up for Kelani, they only put that she was the former NXT North American title. They didn't put that she was also the TNA.
TNA.
And I was like, that's kind of messed up because she actually did have that accomplishment. I get it. Yeah, but it still should have been something that was done. Because I didn't like that.
Okay,
it's kind of like shading her a little bit because they made sure they put for Lola that she was the current AAA.
Yeah,
next.
That's
And
really weird.
That's a whole different brand, so I'm not understanding why you couldn't also make sure Kelani had her due.
Well, maybe the analysts were not on top of their job. I just feel like maybe the analysts were on top of their stuff, and that's how we ended up here. However, now I feel like, do I want to skip and take you to Kelani? I'll go to Kelani, and then we'll go back to the street fights of them all.
Okay.
It was an insane moment going on there. All right, the underground TKO fight. All right, can we talk about how I love when they go into this underground and everybody has their braids done up like we in MMA?
Yes.
Like, I was like, ooh, everybody's about to fight. Like, we about to get it in. There ain't no ropes. Like, you about to get it in. And there's just people on the outside who probably regret having that role this morning or this afternoon, as they may be a little sore as to have people thrown into you. But I definitely think I love the whole look of the underground. I love that it feels different from your regular matches. And yeah, John, I do think the reason why AAA, it was part of the feud, right? So I think AAA is also part of WWE. So I think they're also going to start to do that. And with NXT, I think you can definitely see that they're going to start to, well, in TNA, they're going to start to like move them apart a little bit. Since now AAA is becoming their singular third brand, right? Like, they're actually doing weekly TV. We're seeing Corey Graves and JBL and Conan on weekly TV. Like, we're seeing these things that is establishing it. Therefore, I feel like TNA has to go down a tier for them right now, at least in the way that they promote it, in my opinion. But that being said, okay, what y'all think about that TKO beyond the braids? I know that's my main focus.
I'm gonna let Cal go first because I feel like I've been just dominating, and she's like, "Oh.
No, you're fine. You were fine. I honestly felt like it was a pretty good match overall. I thought it was interesting how she kept targeting her hand like that. I didn't know what her game plan was the whole time, and then to taunt her dad was something a little different.
It was a choice.
That was
not the choice of them all.
Yeah, I don't think that was smart. I don't think that was smart at all. And I think just at that point, you know, Lola was just like, all right, let me go ahead and let me settle this real quick.
I'm gonna break you down. I think we saw Lola's her background just really shines, which is why she was 3-0, and I said she was gonna be 4-0 because the girl in the underground plays no games. So go ahead, Tanisha.
I mean, that's the one thing I can say. When they did do NXT Underground, I actually watched NXT Underground because I feel like Underground, I think I only could see it on YouTube or something. I don't know, but that was something I actually did watch because that was more grittier for me, and it didn't really have a storyline, or we didn't have a storyline, and it just was like we're having a pure fight. Like, I'm just fighting you because whatever. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know, blame that for me being from New York or being whatever. I don't know. But it was just like, I like that. Like, it was like, yeah, I can watch this. And I didn't have to follow nobody's story. And I didn't have to find out why y'all were fighting. It was just like, oh, let's go. And everybody was around. And like, so actually when they did the, what's that? The preview or like the look back of the underground, then I went, oh, I guess I did watch Lola. And I didn't realize I watched Lola because I remember some of those matches and I was like, well,
yeah,
I guess
Lola and Natty had an underground match too.
Yeah. And I was like, maybe I am going to lose. But I did like the fact that, yes, they had the feel of letting Lola shine for real. And I ain't gonna lie, Kelani, I knew she was gonna target her hand, but why she had to do the slow pull the thing off, I was like, girl, now you're being a little dramatic. That is definitely you being in gymnastics or something. I don't know what that was. You being really extra dramatic for no reason. And it was just like, whatever. And I did see her taunt her dad, and her dad was talking mad junk back. I said, you know
Wasn't
what?
he? He took his jacket off. It was odd.
I said, all I can think about was in that moment, if this was one of us, how dad would be like, yeah, you better get her. Like, don't let her talk to you like that. like I'm you want to see what I'm about to do? I'm off. Like, that's how I
He
felt.
was real serious.
He was real serious. And it was just like, I love that she had that support too, because I can probably see him in her MMA days, her dad going crazy and ham there. So it was kind of good. Now, granted, I felt like I blinked when she got knocked out because I was like, wait, what?
It was right after.
Right. I literally must have blinked because I was like, oh, she won? Because I think we were all on the phone. I said, she won? Wait, hold on. Wait, can we rewind? What just happened?
Same. I literally was like, wait, rewind? Wait a minute. And I had to rewatch it because I was like, wait, what happened? I'm not sure what just happened.
It was like, you blinked and it was over.
But I feel like maybe that was the pacing of the match a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I felt like we were in it. Then we saw the dad that took our attention a little bit away from it. Mm-hmm. And then we see like her go into this berserker mode. Now she's mad. Now she's crazy. Now she ones and twos. And then she do that spinning back fist. And I was like, oh, was this her hitting the ground knockdown? Like, oh. Because I was like,
let me show you why I'm...
was weird though. Like, do you remember seeing like refs stop the match, but they like put their hands up to try to see if they're like conscious? Was it supposed to be like she was clearly out?
Can I just put this up here because this is funny?
that she did. I saw that she did go. I was like, oh girl. I was like, what happened? Is she knocked out? I feel like they should have like at least tried the hands. You know what I'm saying? It need to be a little bit more clear as to what happened. No. Because I definitely think we was like, wait, what? It was over.
I realized it was over.
No, we didn't. We had no idea. But like I said,
yeah,
if I was in that front row, I'd have been like, absolutely not. Here. We know. We said hi.
Oh, we did? Oh, I was in my thing. I'm sorry. I was, oh, geez. Then I got distracted.
It's cool. It's fine. It's fine.
Anyway.
Yeah, we saw. All of us were questioning. Okay. Well, you never know. You never know what happens. You could see little hands. You could see men in the background, half naked. We just, you never know what happens on our shows. So, welcome. Welcome to the chaos. But no, I just thought overall, I thought it was a good showing for Kelani, though, regardless. No, she's not an MMA fighter, but you definitely saw her, like, get after it. Get after it and want to be like, nah, I'm gonna break fingers. I was like, you should probably try a little harder, girl.
I mean, when she hit her face, I went, Kelani, I don't think you were supposed to hit your face like that. That looked a little crazy.
Oh, it did look crazy. And I was like, I thought they was gonna end the match right there, actually. When her face hit the pole, I was like, I thought this match was over right there. I was like, is her nose gonna start bleeding? They gotta like cut it for real. Does she have a concussion? Like, I was worried for her, girl. Way to win this KO, TKO, or submission and had to take it. Yeah, that's true. She did stop. I mean, but it was such a weird turn, John. Like, Lola was losing it, and I was like, so quick. Was it?
I think it was because she was talking to her dad, and she was saying her dad get upset. She's like, oh, absolutely not. Sense. We're not about to do this. You got away with it once. You ain't gonna do it again.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could definitely see why that was kind of confusing. I was like, what? But overall, I thought it was an excellent match. I'm not going to even hold you. I was like, oh, this was good. Which takes me to the match I didn't think was such an amazing match.
Uh-oh.
And I was a little disappointed when I think about the women's street fights. And
oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was definitely... I know I said they stole the show, but that really was a question mark, not an exclamation point. But here we go.
They didn't. Because I was upset.
Because I was like,
Monroe won.
Was this a good match?
I think they ended.
I'm not sure. You think they ended it early?
Mm-hmm.
I think so too, because Jada looked like she hurt herself.
She definitely.
She really did look like she hurt herself, and I was like, "Girl, ooh, girl." Like I don't know if that was your tailbone or your pelvis, but what I do know is it wasn't supposed to fall that way. That's what I did. But it was okay. I mean, it just wasn't the caliber I think I was expecting. They had a million kendo sticks. They had the chairs. They had the table. They even dropped out the bag of diamonds because, sure. Thanks, John. Thank you, John, for clarifying. You know we appreciate you. Because I was like, is she awake? I mean, they really should have did better camera work then. They really should have helped us along because I was confused. But when we look at... Okay, that's all I'm going to say. What do you guys think? I don't want to be over here on the island by myself.
I mean, I'm going to tell you, I think that I was definitely disappointed that the match ended that quick. Because I think I stepped out the room for a second. I wanted to go give me something, like give me some soda or something. Or like we had an order. Mm-hmm. And I came back and I was like, what do you mean Blake won? And they was like, oh, she pulled out the bag. She pulled out the bag. What bag? And I was like, and Blake's over there like, And I'm like, what do you mean? When I left, she would be in your ass. She would be in your ass. We'd be on X. She would be in your ass.
We're not on TikTok. You okay?
Like she would be in your ass. Like I don't understand how. Now, granted, I did remember seeing she did something and Jada was like, oh. I was like, girl, I need you to shake it off. Shake it off. I don't know what's going on, but shake it off. Yeah,
that was when she she went backwards through that. She was trying to hit her through the table. I was just like, girl, the hypnotic through the table was not okay. Like, yes, the theme of night was definitely catching a beat down. I absolutely agree with you, John. I feel like where we went most of the night was to the streets. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, maybe Vengeance Day, it should have been Vengeance Day to the streets. Like that's where we needed to go. Because nobody was like wrestling. Yeah, everybody was like, I'm gonna beat you down properly.
Yeah.
I say they need a new PLE to the streets.
I mean, true. But I also think too, because even Jada, like I said, she would be in Blake down. Blake looked like she had to like learn how to fight. Like she was like, I'm the pretty girl. I don't know how to fight, so I'm gonna try to defend myself. And then because she was, I'm saying this way as in, I guess it's the New York person in me. She looked like, yeah, I can fight, but I'm not like more of a mental thing because she's like, oh, you hurt? I got you. And I'm going to get you. And in that way, I don't think it was in a way of like, if it wasn't for Jada being hurt, I don't think Blake would have won. Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like she wasn't.
Jada looked like she was really hurt.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
And then she was limping on top of the limping. Then she set up really tight for the hypnotic through the table. Mm-hmm. And she kept trying to like, you could see her in her head work it out. Like, you're going to be right here. I'm going to go right here. But I'm not going right here. I'll put that up, John. And then like it's just like, as soon as she hit that move, I was like, girl, I don't think you were supposed to hit the floor. Like, I think you was supposed to have like the table or Blake break your fall. Mm-hmm. And that's not what happened. Mm-hmm. And then the screaming she didn't seem fake. I was like, girl, I hope she in her ice bath. I hope she okay. I hope she's not injured. But I definitely think it felt like Monroe won maybe because of that. But I will tell you, Blake could fight. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing. Blake could fight. Blake did give it to her good. She wasn't just like, especially that last combination with the diamonds and the DDT. Like, Blake was not playing. If you watch Blake fight her, and I think a part of that is because I've seen what she did in AEW, and that was the moment that we were talking about yesterday.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The moment with Toni Storm, and her name wasn't Blake Monroe there. It was Mariah May there. But there you go. That's your keyword for the Google search. That's how you find it. Toni Storm and Mariah May. And she can fight. I just think that it's not the fight that you're used to seeing with somebody like Jada, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not going to be take it to the streets, a whole bunch of attitude. She just going to fight you. she gonna go after you. Them blows ain't gonna look as pristine from Jada the way they will from Blake. So I see what you're saying, but I still thought I thought they did a good job. I didn't think it was a great job. I definitely didn't think it stole anybody's show. But yeah, I do want to bring up what John just said before we keep going about this. He right. I said they must got insurance at this PC because we about to get into the other fight that broke the PC in half.
Now listen. Now that one. At first I was like,
yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're not going there yet. Let's wrap up with Blake and
okay. Right.
Let's wrap up with Blake and Jada. All right, Kevin, what you got to say?
No, I thought the match probably should have went a little longer. But I think that when
Jada.
Thank you. Went through the table and her, you could physically see her writhing in pain afterwards. Like she jumped around for a little while after. I think that from there, obviously Blake capitalized, but I think it should have been a little bit more of a timeline on that one. I think it was over too quick.
Yeah. But I also think when there are injuries like that, it has to be.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of I was like, did she go to the referee and say, wrap this up? Because it felt like that's what
came over to her and was like, are you, because I guess this is where us watching Unreal let us know that they're also asking them, is she okay? Are they okay? Are they pretending? Or is this real? And then it'd be like, oh, it's not okay. And then we need to tell them to hurry up, cover. Let's go. Let's get this over with so they can get.
Let's go to the finish. Yeah. I will say though, I think I knew that before though, because I think
I did.
That's something that you would see a lot before. Like back in the 90s, they would be straight up talking through the match. Yeah. Like you would see them be like, "You good? Go to the cover." Like you would see them physically
I think I never
say
paid
the
attention
word.
to that.
I was like, it used to crack me up, and I was like, "Did he just tell him to go to the cover, please?" Okay, now we know who gonna win.
Right.
Like duck, you know what I'm saying? But I also think, a part of that is I watch Heels and I watch a lot of other shows like that. So you do see where it comes in, and they got to give them hints all the way through the match, so you know a little bit what to look for. I feel like, but I definitely felt like at that match we were like, ooh girl. That was what we all were like, ooh. Yeah. All of our faces was just like, ooh sis, okay, you need some ice. I hope nothing's broken. All right, John, what do you say here? If y'all watch okay, I don't want to talk about Sam Roberts. Listen here. The kickoff shows are just as rough as the post shows for me. I'm not going to hold y'all. I don't watch those unless I have no idea what's happening. And I feel like they give the people who are watching the pay-per-view or the PLE a good synopsis of how we got here, so I don't got to watch the kickoff show, for real. But I do think if there ever was a moment for blood, this probably should have been the moment for blood for these females. Because their feud is so vicious that I hope the next step
I know they're not done. They're not done.
Better be in a steel cage. Like I feel like they need to take it to the next level with these two. Because it ain't over. Like Jada ain't gonna take that one sleeping. So I feel like the next one need to be in a steel cage. And whenever that next PLE is, that's what they get.
Stand and deliver.
Okay, well then here we go. I feel like they need to roll that into something because I feel like we have another one before WrestleMania too. So I'm down with that. All right, now you know where we's going next. This match, I ain't gonna lie, this is probably one of my favorite things of the night was watching this particular match with Tony D'Angelo and Dion Lennox because first of all, we didn't realize it had started.
That's what I'm saying. It was like all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, hold on. Why y'all backstage? Wait, what is happening? What is the chaos that is happening back here? I was like, but then I tell you, I just knew that like the Dark Side was like, I'ma come. You're like, and then he had backup that he didn't technically have backup because they made sure to say we didn't go there for him. We were just going because we didn't like Dark Side. I was like, you know what? I can respect it because y'all definitely handed them their business. Like it was like y'all ain't getting into this match, y'all ain't interfering in this match. We're gonna sit here. Like this was definitely like we said, the streets. It was down for a beat down. Like It was chaotic. It was
streets. That's what it should have been called.
It was like, and even you see the ref, I need y'all to the ring. Can y'all get to the ring? Can we get back there? The match didn't even start. Can we just go this way?
Another opportunity that if you was in the front row, that's not where you want to be. You do not want to be in the front row at NXT or AEW, by the way, but especially NXT, because this time I was like, they was chilling over there. Like, did they move them out the way? Because, oh my God, the pain was real. All I could think was like,
ooh. Madison Square Garden? Maybe I need to go.
Yes, 331. There's a lot of stuff happening.
I knew they were coming to Madison Square Garden on 31, but I didn't know it was actually
really?
Okay, maybe I need to go.
Apparently, I have like 3 trips I need to take around my birthday. I need to go to Charlotte. I need to go to New York.
Well, yeah, come to New York. We can.
I just need to be a traveling person this month. Anyway, but I ain't gonna lie. This one was so much fun to watch because it was utter shock, right? You were like, is it a match? Are we starting? Are we coming back? Are we pausing? Oh, look, it's a referee. What's going on with the referee? Why he talking to them? Is this a match? Like, we were in utter shambles trying to watch this, but especially because, again, if there was a ever take it to the streets, like this should have been the headliner. I feel like, okay, Joe Hendry, Ricky, and them, but this one to me stole the show because it was just pure chaos. We got all these people that they backstage. I remember Kevin being like, "They all work there." I think so. I think they all work there.
Is that the locker room? That's the whole locker room.
They going through walls. They went through more walls than Trick did when he and who was he fighting? Was it him and I can't remember who Trick was fighting, but right now they were going through walls too, but not the way these people went through walls. These people went through like 2 sets of walls in the door. I was like, I was like, is Shawn Michaels writing up the report? You know what I'm saying? That insurance report you got to put in. Like, I need y'all to fix the following.
Probably. And when I tell you, I knew Tony was, first off, I knew he was going to win anyway, but I knew he was putting that work in when you saw his nice slick back, like we had a nice hot pressure curve.
That's right.
It was like, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on, sir. Your hair is okay. You better. I was like, you sweating. And he was like, I'm giving you the business. And not caring. He wasn't caring. He was like, I need you to understand that I do not like you. I blame you and y'all people. Because
all y'all people,
everyone. So now I got you down, so I'm ready to go to the next one. You done. Next, who's next?
It was crazy. I mean, it was really crazy and so fun. Like, I think I just keep coming back to that word because it was so everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it was unexpected. Then they was having commentary issue. Like, I was like, is Booker up? Jump out the way, Booker. I was like, this is some insanity here. Like, it was chaos in the best possible way. And I thought what was especially impactful is that Dion hung tight. Like, Dion is not a wrestler who has been around the way that Tony has. Like I told y'all, Tony has been in NXT for 7 million years. Like, he's one of those people that you're like, he ain't moved up yet. He done had 2 or 3 different lifetimes. We done had a story, a family. We done had all the things with Tony right now. But the way that Dion was able to hang tight with him, able to bring that intensity, plus he's fine on top of that. Like, I was like, what is happening? Just take my money, okay? Okay, just take my money. And then when you add OTM, I was like, oh, habla español. Hola. Hola. Okay. Like, I speak to temporarily and right now. Okay, so I was like, this was delicious. And it was a good way to bring OTM into this as well, even though we know Tony's like, I'm a lone wolf. And I was like, you see how that gets you.
But he's okay being a lone wolf right now.
But you're right, that hair was a moment to behold.
They are capable of anything.
That hair was a moment to behold. I was like, woof. I didn't even know it was like that. I mean, at the end, we was like, oh, okay, so that's what it looked like when it's not slicked back. Like,
sweated it
What's
out.
the ancestry like, Tony?
It was a mane. It was a mane. He was a lion.
Facts.
That's literally what it was.
A lion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, look. I mean, his predatorial sense came in, and he was just like, "I'm just gonna keep going until I'm finished." I'm just understand.
Yes.
Like you're going down tonight. Like it's going down. Like it's over.
It was just amazing. That one was probably my match of the night by far. So now that we're getting to the end of it, I kind of want to know, like, what do you think is next for Tony D? Like he said after he was done with Dark State, he's gonna be moving on to the NXT title.
But he's not done with Dark. He still got 3 more members.
I mean, was Dion just the beginning?
I think so.
Because I feel like did Dion say he was gonna fix the problem? I can't remember now. I'm trying to go back in time, but I can't remember if he had or not, or if he was like he definitely wasn't the end. Because they still had Suge and like the other two. So I have no idea. But if this is the end, which, you know, I can understand if it's not. But if it is it time for him to go for the NXT title, considering that now we have is alone in his little area now? Because we all know Ethan Page and Ricky about to get it through, up and through. I think now's the moment, like you said, for Ethan Page, for him to head towards that NXT title as before he jumps ship into our main roster where he really belongs. I hate to say that, but he would make.
I think he would make a
good
roster. I'm not saying that Joe is not a NXT title holder, but I think Ethan should be next. And truthfully, you know, I mean, I don't never think I had anything bad to say about Ethan other than he was just annoying and I was just like, but his ego was just way too big. He was just like, you're just over here. But I do just think if I had to see another match for someone having the title, I would rather see Ethan versus Ricky going for it again. Because I just feel like, Ricky, you were only transitional. You only got it because of whatever.
Not transitional. not transitional.
I'm just saying, you know, you because if you weren't, you would have still had it. I don't think they would have took it off of you yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you would have gotten taken off of you that quickly. And for them to give it back to Obafemi, knowing Obafemi was about to leave. Let's just be clear. Like they would have gave it back to you. But they didn't. Because it could have been a fluke.
I don't think that
exactly. I just said a fluke. It was a fluke. It was like,
I didn't say it.
I'm saying it. I think it was a fluke. Because I don't think Obafemi should have I don't think Ricky should have beat Obafemi. Obafemi
I agree with that.
Own force. Like you were the person who was supposed to try to take down the ruler and send him back to Nigeria. Why? For what? That's crazy. We had so many other people who could have been there. We could have had Trick take him down. Like, so then that even makes better sense when they went to the main roster and why, like, I still got beef with you. But you know, that's how I feel. I'm sorry. I'm a little hyped because I'm like, you know, I just don't think, you know, Ricky deserved it. And him sitting here chasing it, I don't know how it makes sense.
Ethan versus Joe. All right, here we go. Ethan versus Joe feels like a stand and deliver main event match. I can see that. I mean, they got to build it a little more, obviously. Ethan got to do some shenanigans with Joe. And now we got, you know, the Vanity Project there for Ethan in his time of need. So we'll see how that goes. I think some more shenanigans need to be had for that. Feels like a main event. All right, let's see. Tisha, this one for you. John put this one up here for you.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I only believe because I think he's a good eel. That's about it. But you would never catch me.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
You would never catch me do that, though. I would never.
She would. If the circumstances were right.
No, I wouldn't. I don't even sing it when Booker sings it. I just laugh because I find it funny. I don't even sing it when he sings it. You wouldn't. If you ever catch me singing this song, that means hell has frozen over. And the pigs were flying.
Help.
Just saying.
Apparently we should be looking towards the sky. That's no. Thank you for that.
Anytime. But can we talk about how they now have the triple threat match that I said that they was going to stay here and do for the NXT Women's Championship?
Yes. Which it makes perfect sense though. With Zarya, with Soul, with JC, like I'm like, girl. I don't know why he felt the need to interrupt Stand and Deliver to announce that. because that is something that we could have talked about. I'm sorry, not the Vengeance Day. Yeah, to announce that something we could have just talked about on NXT this, or they could have announced it online. Like why we need to bring everybody together because Soul. Listen, Soul is a freaking superstar. Period. They just buy in their time. This is why she keep going back and forth from roster to roster because that girl lights up everything she's near. So listen, go ahead and get her that time, and then she's gonna probably lose it shortly after, so that they can take her up to after WrestleMania, so they can take her on up to Raw or SmackDown. SmackDown is my personal preference, but you know, it's just not up to me. I guess that would be my personal.
I say that they're not gonna give it to her. I think they're gonna give it to Zarya. And then she's going to take
it to
Zarya.
So at all.
And I think she's going to give it to Zarya. The only reason why I'm saying that is because this is the weirdest enemy, whatever situation. Because it's like, I hate you right now, but I'm not going to let nobody beat you up. But I still hate you, so I'm going to beat you up. It's like when we all fight. Like if we had, like when we were young and we all had an argument, but like, oh, well, I don't like you, but don't let me catch somebody else talking about you. Cause like, whoa. I can hate her. You cannot. Who are you and why are you here?
Okay, that's fair.
You understand what I'm saying? Cause that's how I felt. Cause looking at Zarya, she's like, oh, they're beating her up. And then Zarya's like, get off of her. And then she looked at her like, nah, I need to beat you up. And then then Zarya got beat up and it was like, and then Soul was like, all right, I'm just going to do a double slow satcher on both of y'all just so I can be done. But then Soul still got taken out by the other ones. So I feel like this match is you're going to see the toss up between Zarya and Soul. Like, I am so mad at you. I'm mad. And then JC's going to come over and they're like, nah, stay out this beef. I'm going to start beating you up. And then you're going to have Fatal Influence trying to interfere and they're going to be beating them up, like, back up. Then they're going to start fighting again.
They need to just ban them from ringside. This is here. Can y'all just ban them from ringside already? Because I don't need them there. You could just send them to the back. Yeah, we don't need to. Let's just have a real triple threat match and to the back. Like, I don't want to put them in the cage yet. We ain't quite got there yet. But let's just Fatal Influence. Let's let what's her name be busy with other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fallon need to be worried about her title. Lainey, go hang out with Fallon. Like, I just feel like y'all just need to leave JC and her devices right now. Because she is a contender anyway, right? Mm-hmm. Like, by herself, she is a good athlete. And I think we forget these things because her crew is always around and in the way. Also, there weren't a ton of title defenses that we needed to see, I feel like. Been dropping the ball a little bit on some of that. So I am glad that at least the speed tournament and stuff is like coming back. But yeah, I could definitely see JC keeping it even because Soul and Zarya get their crap together. Because I don't want you to win, but I don't want you to win. And JC be like, woof, well, I'm gonna win.
She's like, well, y'all can beat each other up and then I'll just stand here.
John, yeah, actually, I didn't even need to catch that Easter egg because we know Fallon and Lainey both already had told JC that they were the reason why she had the title the first 2 times. It wasn't them at the time. It was Jasmine Nix at the time, saying the reason why she got the title is because they were there to help her. And remember that Fallon was kind of upset about that, and they left her on her own devices in the first place, which is how she ended up in this whole diatribe with Zarya, because they was like, oh well, you got it, then we ain't coming. So I feel like we're on the end of that too. We're on the end of the Fatal situation because I really think it's time for Fallon to lose that speed title and throw her name in the NXT title picture again too. So
she definitely needs to lose that title. I mean,
that speed title need to go away from her.
And I mean, we can talk about it real quick. I think we already talked about it, but I mean, to be fair, I think now this is me saying something nice about Thea, which is kind of crazy. But to be fair, Thea and Ren are really good contenders for the Speed Championship. Like, I didn't like.
I say give Ren that championship.
I didn't realize how good Ren was until I was like, dang. Yep.
You saw her finishing move too. too? I was like, where they be hiding
did you
these
get
things?
this? Where does that come from? Who? I was like, I need to figure out how to do these things. I will figure out how to, because like to give me a move that I've never seen someone else do makes me want to replicate it, because like, how did you? Because I need to know. Like we all do I do the RKO, like pop 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 boom. Like I can do the stunner. I can do the people up. Like we could do all those things. But do you think I can sit here and try to figure out how to? Well, one, I can't flip, so I can't do a soul snatcher. But I mean, technically, to me, it looks like the stunner and RKO, just in different forms.
It is. It's a soul snatcher. Yeah.
But like, that's like, I don't know how to do that. So,
well, Ren's move is something. Like when she did it, I just sat there looking at the screen, like, what just happened here? What just happened here? I said, you know what, Ren, I don't know how we've been sleeping on you, girl. I didn't know she was capable of that kind of excellence. But now I'm on board.
With her and Kendall. I think that's
I think they're a good pairing. Fit.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a good fit too, because I think Kendall's very good as well. So I feel like putting those two powerhouses together is really good. They could be going for the tag team gold too. What are they doing? Just saying.
That's a good point.
Yeah, she did, John. Because Kendall was stiff as a board for a while, and suddenly Ren was like, see, and you can't help it because it's Ren, right? But also, she had a pretty, I think she had a pretty impressive independent career prior, Ren. That wasn't her name, but I heard that she was pretty good there too. So I'm excited to see where we're going next with these ladies. I definitely am excited again for Fallon to get out of JC's shadow, because I think if you see her by herself, you really see how good she is too. And then they can like start elevating them. And even Lainey, like when Lainey came over for Evolve, she was nothing to sleep at either.
She wasn't. She started that promo good. Mm-hmm.
Right. She did. But I was like, I think that's the problem with Fatal Influence is right now that's like it's a black hole now. Like I like to call the Don Callis fan. It's a black hole. It's time to like get y'all out of the hole. It's time to close the hole down and separate y'all and elevate y'all. Because I think the way that it was done when Mandy Rose was there was the way it should be done. Like when they all were dynamic and they were all like something to look at. And they're beautiful this time. But I don't feel like they stand out the way they should. You don't see the tag team titles, right? You don't see, again, is a faction really a powerful faction if you don't have all the gold? Right now we got Speed Champion, we got the NXT Champion, but do they still feel like a powerful faction? No.
Absolutely.
Which tells me you're doing something wrong there. Because Lainey should have got some by now too. Should Lainey be the North American champion? Like if you was really gonna make them like, I said what I said, King. We make them like something to behold, something to take note of, then they got some work to do.
I feel like they don't know when to start dismantling the factions. I don't think they realize, because now I'm even sitting here thinking about the Judgment Day. At one point, Judgment Day was very dominating. Now it's like y'all are not dominating at all. Like y'all just becoming annoyance, as in like we know y'all don't gel anymore. Like it was kind of fun when Liv like I took your family from you, but they had champion. Like you could still felt like, oh, this is dominance. Like they still have a dominance force. Like, and I feel like at one point, once JC did get the title, once we were like, why does she have the title? They kind of started to feel like you should be scared of us in some way. Like the women's division should be scared of us. When she was double
champion, it felt something. Yeah.
It felt something. Like I'm double champion. They're going to get theirs when they get theirs, but it didn't feel like they needed the titles yet. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now it feels like we're pulling strings, like trying to keep something together that we are knowing, saying, I don't think y'all should be together no more because it don't make no sense. Just like when Tony left, right? They had their whole demise, but something was happening and why it made sense why they couldn't be the Italian family anymore. You understand what I'm saying? I just think they don't know when to break away.
Well, they're building another one. So there was also that segment that we saw in the back where Charlie Dempsey declined faction with Brian Pillman Jr. or Lexis King.
And I was kind of confused because I also didn't know
Ariana. Oh, they told you in the
I know, but I think I still was like, who?
Well, Charlie Dempsey's father is Regal.
I know that. But the one who was talking with the blonde, whatever, the main person who was talking, who was having...
His name is Brian Pillman Jr.
Who's his
He's
father?
actually his king. Brian Pillman.
Who's Brian Pillman?
Oh, Lord. Help me, God.
You don't remember him?
You out here. You know who that is, Kevin? Do I even have to tell you who that is?
She's like, you don't remember him? Okay, so then tell me who was it? Where he from?
Here. I could pull it
We're
up.
just gonna get you a YouTube situation. I'm not gonna. I was like, I can't really just describe Brian Pillman. He was the. What did they call him?
Was he? Yeah. What did they call him?
Was he a wild card? What did they call him? Listen here, John and Candace, help me out here. What did they used to call him? Because it was a very distinctive nickname that they called Pillman. And you don't remember him having the pow at somebody's house? You don't remember? You wasn't watching Raw? Come on. You seriously don't remember this? You don't? Seriously? Y'all help me. We out here. Here, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what they called him. He had this very specific nickname.
The one thing I know,
but it wasn't the wild. It was
the
loose cannon. That's it. He was the loose cannon. You do not. Thank you, John. Come on. That's what I'm saying. The one who powed on Stone Cold. He pulled it out. Girl, we is giving. I got some YouTube homework for you because. Yes, Candace, thank you. I was like, I couldn't remember it because it was so distinctive in my head that like I can't listen. I don't even know how you don't know who Brian Pillman is. That's crazy work. Maybe she didn't watch as much wrestling with us as I thought she did because the amount of wrestling that we watched, like that was one of Dad's favorite characters because he was a little nuts.
Really?
Was a little, just a tad.
And he was in the ring when he broke his ankle. They had him on commentary for a while. You remember? Oh, sheesh. Anyway, he had a car accident. You got to see Dark Side of the Ring. Girl, I'm just going to give you a whole playlist.
I feel like at one point in time, I didn't.
Yes, he was part of the Foundation.
I did not watch wrestling unless I was at Dad's house. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't remember.
I mean, we watched it all.
I'm just saying.
Dad's house, not Dad's house.
At one point, my mom became like.
And he was in ECW for a time.
So I couldn't watch wrestling at home because my mom changed religions. So the only time I when I was with Dad.
I hear you. But I feel like Brian Pillman, we definitely saw a lot of the events where Brian Pillman was there. So that's why I'm like, maybe you just didn't follow the whole.
I didn't even know someone pulled a gun out on Stone Cold.
Pow.
I didn't. I didn't know.
I mean, it was really crazy. It was insane. I think it happened on Monday Night Raw, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
During Attitude Era. Like, oh, girl.
Right. Anyway. And at some point, I stopped watching because it was just my mom told me no. Anyway.
Okay. Well, with that, what do you think is going to happen this Tuesday?
Even me looking at this right now, I'm looking like I definitely don't know who that is. I don't. I'm literally looking at a picture and I'm like, I don't know who this is. Anyway.
I loved him. He was nuts. I loved him.
He was a part of the Four Horsemen?
No.
I know the Four Horsemen.
Well, yes. He was in WCW with the Four Horsemen. His tag team partner was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, they were the Hollywood. Weren't they? They weren't the Hollywood Blondes.
Hold on.
The Blondes.
Time out. Hold on. Time out. Because wasn't the Four Horsemen wasn't the Four Horsemen Chris Benoit what's his name, Ric Flair, and the other one, I don't know, I don't forget.
She got what out of Fort?
Not one out of the four.
Wait,
girl,
Arn Anderson. Yes, and okay, that's who I just had his picture of his bald head. That's okay. Anderson, Ric Flair.
People I can't tell you because you ain't gonna remember. I tell you right now, I would name them, but you're gonna be like, ooh, and that's gonna make me feel some kind of way.
No, name them. Because now I feel bad because I should know
feel
who
some
these
kind of
people
way.
are.
I'm like, oh, she gonna make me feel some kind of way if I say these names and she says, ooh, Lord. Okay, hold on.
Blanchard.
Who?
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
say
Look at
again?
that.
Oh,
Kelly
Anderson.
got you.
Anderson, I know that. Who else?
Blanchard. You don't remember him?
Blanchard?
Ole Anderson and Tully Blanchard. Yes. Aren't, yeah. Yes. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I feel like we need to cancel her today. What is going on? What's happening?
That's like original.
Right. I said she taking it all the way back, and here she go. Yeah, he was also a former Cincinnati Bengals. And
He
Stone
wasn't.
Cold beat up his teammates to get in the house. I can't believe you don't remember that one. It was crazy. Their rivalry was nuts. And I was like, that would never happen again. Arn Anderson, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko.
Thank you.
Yes, it
Thank
was.
you.
But that wasn't the old ones I was thinking about.
But
But
that's
yeah,
who I
they
was
did
thinking
do.
of. Because I'm sitting here like, nah. Because I know it was Chris Benoit. See. I had
That's
three.
like a redo.
Fine. That
Yeah.
was a redo. It wasn't the
It's
original.
not
I was gonna say that wasn't the, right. That wasn't the
Whatever.
original.
It doesn't matter.
That was just
I at least had. See, now I don't feel bad. Thank you, John, because I don't feel bad because at least I had three of them and I knew.
Who did you have? Did you
I
say
said
Dean
Chris
Malenko?
Benoit. No, I said
Did
Chris
you
Benoit.
say? And you didn't even say Arn Anderson. So how you got three?
Because I said I remember him with the bald head. Listen, I couldn't remember his name, but I knew he was bald and white.
With that, it was really great for y'all joining us today. We had a really good time. Clearly, we need to put Tanisha on some playlists. If y'all got some recommendations, we don't need you to go ahead and send them to us. Go ahead and drop them on our social media pages. Feel free to write a comment on this live video when it does post, probably today or anytime thereafter. With that, we want to remind you that we will be covering wrestling again this week, and hopefully with the further education. I think we're gonna have to go backwards.
We don't want to touch back that at all. We're just gonna let that be.
Yes, we're gonna let SmackDown be.
Okay.
Here we go. Kiara said the original. Tanisha said the Nitro era Horseman.
See, that's who I know.
Okay, John, stop giving her grace here because she did not even know. She said the bald-headed man.
So what? I knew who he was because I said, "Oh yeah, that him. He's the bald-headed one." I said that.
Did she give it a name, or am I just hallucinating, Kathleen? I mean,
no. When you said the name, I said, "Oh yeah, Anderson," because that's the bald-headed one. That's who I was thinking of.
He eventually did say Anderson.
After we already went here, and I told her who it was.
I said he was the bald-headed one.
Anyhow, oh my God. No, I mean, did you want to talk about SmackDown? Seriously, I'm happy to do it if you want to talk about it. I
quick, just so because then we
okay, go. You go ahead. I'm gonna let you lead this one because I'm still trying to get through what just happened here.
Okay, because I was like, just so we don't have to like worry about capturing it, and you know, I'm thinking about clips. I'm thinking about people coming and watching.
Then go. Okay.
One. That Jade and Rhea promo was terrible. It was just terrible.
It was trash.
And another line.
No, it's not that they need to give her another line. And by that, the line that I'm that bitch. The problem is, in order to cement that, you got to feed her competitors, right? You're not feeding her competitors. She's just a champion in name only. I can't believe I just said that, but yes. You're not feeding her the people that you need to feed her for her to be the top of anything, which is the problem. So how do you give her a tagline that I'm that whatever? How do we know? Because you say it? Do we believe everything people say? Because in case you don't know, that's not true.
Well, I could differ. Because some of these people in this world do believe what people say.
That's not what I mean. And I'm just saying. I'm talking about.
But I'm saying in technical form, you just asked the question, and I'm saying yes. There's people out here that do believe what people say, even if it sounds ridiculous, even if it is proven not to be true.
What I'm talking about,
I'm just saying in general.
Is
but I'm
Jade.
saying this is relating to wrestling.
Okay, go.
I mean, some of it wasn't, but it's still relating to wrestling because at the end of the day, she's trying to convince us that she's this person. And there's some people out here, they're like, yeah, she is because she's this. Because I think I even asked you, I said, well, what makes her that bitch? Like, what? Well, she's smart. She's beautiful. She carries herself in high regard.
But you have to make her the champion who is this, you got to feed her opponents like they're doing Oba, if you will.
Which I think is also,
and Johnny didn't deserve that. I just want to be on record.
No,
Johnny
that's not true.
Gargano did not deserve to be fed to Oba. They should have just picked some random person from the city that they.
But I also feel like they shouldn't have be feeding. But this is the other thing too. This is where I differ. I don't think they should be feeding anybody anything. I think they should be, because that's not proving that you are better. If by you taking somebody down who is smaller than you, that's not proving that you're better. That just proves that you can be somebody who's smaller than you.
But you are beating them. My point is Jade's not beating nobody. That's my point. Jade is just saying it. She has a tagline. She has matches every once in a blue moon. And then here we are. And now we have her with Rhea, because that is heel behavior, just so you know. If we want to go back to like the way most like monsters in wrestling are created, it is through a feeder system of opponents, right? Like you are a heel, you're big, you're this. Think Yokozuna, right? They would just feed him people, because that's what, the more people you beat, the more impressive and monstrous you look, i.e. Oba. But if you're going to give Jade this tagline that I'm this bitch, then there should be several females who one after another fall at her hands, with stories differing from like day of stories to stories going months long. They haven't given her a title reign that is worthy of the hype, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And yes, Sean, we also agree that she should have went to NXT first, because then you would have built this persona.
Yes.
You would have built it already and not tried to have her create it on the main roster if you don't have anyone for her to beat.
But also that would also give her more experience learning WWE style of wrestling, right? If we're going to put that there, having that.
Yes.
And then too, I could have saw her having a good run with Jada, because now you're coming in and imposing and saying you're this, and Jada's like, excuse me, I'm the person that here. Or even introduce her to Stephanie while Stephanie was still there.
Yes.
Even introduced her to Jordan while they was
Julia,
or even too when Jordan was still down there, having her be down there with Jordan.
Yeah.
Because also too, that was a problem with Jordan. It was like, you have her fighting.
It is a problem with Jordan right now.
Right. So they moved her up to move her up, but it's still the same issue they had with her down at NXT. They weren't giving her a great storyline, and it wasn't what's the word I'm looking for?
Consistent?
Yeah. It wasn't consistent. It wasn't like, it just was, I don't know. I think they moved her from TNA. They wanted her from TNA, and then they got her, and then it was like, all right, we got you. And it wasn't like,
yeah, I don't think you're necessarily wrong about that.
I don't think it was anything. I felt the same way about Joe. They got Joe, and then it was like, I don't know what we're doing with you yet, so just stay.
Except now Joe's champion.
But now he's champion, right? But what I'm saying is that it felt like when they brought people over, which I'm also kind of happy that they have not brought Leon over, because I feel like they didn't know what they were going to do with him.
Oh, he's not going nowhere yet. He's still under contract for a little while, so he's a worlds away. But
I'm saying like that could still be another reason why they weren't bringing him, because I think if you weren't going to give him and Javon the tag team titles, then it was no need for him to be there. Does that make sense?
I agree with you. Yeah.
But to go back,
I want more for Jade too. I want more for Jade, period. And I think she is impressive, and she can be like, she should have been an amazing heel champion. And it seemed like that's where we were going to go, but then crickets happened and there was nowhere for her to go. And this is my problem. You can't keep relying on Bianca to carry the division, because there's so many other people that you should have fed her by now. Like, why didn't she have this rivalry with Nia? Why didn't she have a rivalry with Candice? Why didn't she have a rivalry with, like, there's women sitting there, even with B-Fab and Michin.
Like, right they're now, back. They're back now.
We could have been Yeah, but we could have been knees deep into a story with all three of them, with B-Fab and Michin becoming part of her baddie crew, and then having this new crew and this new tag team who suddenly have their own agenda, their own persona, their own story, and then can now enter the tag team situation and bring that energy with them to heat it up even further. But no, right now, Michin's walking around with a stick, kendo stick, talking about, girl, I remember, I'ma get you. B-Fab, that's pretty much all she say these days. And then you got Jade like, leave me alone. Really? That's the conversation? You shouldn't be having a conversation. We'd be fighting. Because you took me out and you was proud that you injured me, remember?
I'm surprised that she didn't just start attacking her, because that would have been a good one. This is what we say, on site. Because she was doing all that promo work on Instagram or X or wherever she was doing. It should have been like, I'm gonna catch you on site. So whenever I come back, it's on site. Understand, it's on site. And then when you see her, it's on site. And that's all we do. 100%. Every time I see you, it's on site. What Naomi was doing, it's on site. I got you. I'm gonna keep beating you up in the back.
And Naomi's feud, the reason why it worked is that they were playing on social and they were playing in our face. They weren't just feeling like half the story's missing. Here, you got Rhea and Jade talking all this mess on social media. I mean, it was messy.
Huh? And then it got real quiet in person.
And then y'all ain't had nothing to say. We face to face, crickets. Probably I agree. They probably shouldn't have had that conversation because God knows it probably was inappropriate and maybe somebody's hand. But I would argue, is Rhea kind of protected by the powers that be? Yep, she is. She's their star. So she's very protected. Is Jade as protected? No. Do they leave her to her own devices sometimes? Yes. Does she need someone with her? I would agree she does. Because how do you make, that's where the Paul Heymans and things like that come in to help you make these stories better. And for her, she's beautiful. She's talented. She's all those things. But that doesn't mean she doesn't have a way to go to be this formative figure. And y'all are just leaving her to flounder alone, which I feel like is crazy. And we didn't talk about this on our show that much, but this week, I think a part of that is her lone figure. Like, she just kind of likes to be alone, her loner personality. She likes to hang with her family and her close friends and maybe not necessarily mix with the people in the locker room. But I would even say, look at what happened on social media. It wasn't just between Rhea and Jay.
Chelsea got
it was in Rhea, Chelsea, Piper. Like, why y'all all tossing into this? And then we get on the show and nothing. Crickets. Ain't nobody got nothing to say. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Build it up properly. Let her look like the beast she is, but actually build it. And everyone thinks that getting rid of Road Dogg's the answer, but I don't. I think got bigger problems than one person.
And to be fair, just to talk about Road Dogg, and someone was like, "Oh, it was this moment when he got so emotional is when they was like, eh." I was like, no, I think that's what they need. People to get emotional, like, you're not telling the story correctly. I don't know where we're gonna go with it, but you're not telling the story correctly. So right now, I don't have an answer because even if I come up with an answer, you don't like my answer. You don't like my suggestion. So now I might as well just be quiet because I gave you a suggestion and that wasn't good enough. And I think that's the other thing. No one's really in this room, from what I can tell, because granted, we are being
not in the room,
everything, but they're not fighting. They're just like, okay, yeah, sure. That you want that? Sure. I think that's great. We'll figure it out. Versus actually like advocating correctly, saying, I don't think that's a good storyline. I don't think that should be correct. I think the only person who probably does do it is Paul, because he's very Paul Heyman, because he's very like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Y'all like y'all brought me here for a reason because y'all saw what I was doing. And stuff like that. So I think that's where they fallen short. And unfortunately, because of we're going to keep saying it, because of the lack of writers, lack of diversity in the writers' room, y'all don't know what y'all doing. because y'all can play this a whole different way.
And then you have writers who focus on TV products and who are used to scripted dramas. And I would argue that wrestling, while has some similarities, is different. Mm-hmm. But also, you don't define your characters. Who, again, if you saw the CM Punk and the Roman Reigns of it all, who is the villain? Can someone answer me that question? Who is the bad guy and who are we supposed to be rooting for? Because right now, the champion sucks, in my opinion, based on that promo. But also because I'm not a big, huge CM Punk fan. But also, like, that is, to me, as a person, your fundamental problem. If you have good guys and bad guys, you need to tell the stories as if they're good guys and bad guys. Now, there are going to be people who supersede that, like Roman, because he's not really a good guy. But we cheer for him anyway because he's cool. And there's something to that energy that he had. I would argue CM Punk is not that way. He's not that way. And when he threw that cheap shot, especially you on TikTok who want to keep arguing with me and telling me it's the same, it is not. It's not the same. Go ahead and check the receipts on our previous episode because I'm not about to explain it.
It's not the same. Whatever happened with Cody is not the same. That's not the same. It's not. They never was disrespectful in the way of saying that we're going to bury you next to your dad. It's just saying your dad is probably upset that you're not blah, 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 blah. It was never in a way of what he said.
No. Which was a weak comeback in the first place. It was the best you could. That's crazy. That's the best you could do after Mr. Number One on microphone? Boy, please. That's not the point. The point is, I think it's a fundamental issue with your writing. Tell the stories and actually build them from the ground up instead of sitting here and trying to figure it out on the fly. Because when you do that and you tell these short-term stories, then it's hard to invest in it in a long-term way. This is why you have so many of those fans who come around for WrestleMania season and you don't see them again until next WrestleMania season. Because you didn't capture their attention. But I tell you what, who did? Roman came around during WrestleMania season. They were still watching past WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Can you say the same thing after last year?
Mm-mm. Hence why their ticket sales suck.
The more you know.
But yeah, I think that's all I really want to talk about. I mean, because I
could talk about the Cody of it all and how annoyed I am that he's champion.
All right, let's go.
And how I feel like they really screw. Unless Drew is going to shoot his movie now, there is no reason for him to lose that belt. It got us talking. Would argue, Candace, like, is that talking going to make you buy a ticket? Because it wouldn't make me buy a ticket. And I would argue anytime you put Roman and CM Punk in the same place at the same time, you're always going to get eyes. You're always going to get eyes. That's not going to.
And I felt like it worked last year only because we wanted to know who Paul Heyman was going to pick. That was about it.
That's right. We wanted to know who had custody of Paul Heyman. If you remember, that was the story.
That was it. It wasn't matter who had the title. We wanted to know who was getting Paul. Right. That was it.
Remember we was talking about we wanted him to be in the Shark Tank and above, and they try to like get him. Like, yeah. I just feel like I'm not happy that Cody is a champion. I don't know that Cody is a good champion because I feel like when he gets a champion, then he gets boring. When he gets a championship, he just gets boring. Okay, so he's going to film the day after Mania, so they really had no reason to take that belt off that man then.
They could have waited till WrestleMania because then it would make sense.
Because they had no reason for Drew to lose the title.
So then, truthfully, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I would rather see Drew at WrestleMania anyway, because he would have had shenanigans on top of shenanigans up into WrestleMania.
Correct. Absolutely. I just feel like this is just not. Come on now. Come on. Y'all could have done better. That's all I'm saying. Y'all could have done better. Because at the end of the day, there had to be a better way to put that story. Now, this is not to say I still think Randy Hardcore should be the next world champion because it is getting a little dry, and I wouldn't mind having him. Oh, you were just segment in a general. Oh, thanks, Candace. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, ticket prices is a problem. I don't think the story. Yeah, ticket prices is a problem, and even with that 25% off, we still seeing less people trickle in because unless y'all make that a lot less. People are going to go back to Vegas. Why? They already went last year. I just don't love that Cody's a champion again. And I would have wished that they had done that differently. But what I did like about that is I did like that Jacob showed up. I did like that, you know, we got some interference, and it was kind of fun to see that. But in the long run, amen and welcome.
Yes, welcome.
We just don't have this anymore. We don't have this anymore, which is very disappointing to me. Okay, sorry.
But you know why? Because I think the reason why we don't have the good guy and the bad guy, because the good guys are always trying to be the bad guys. And the bad guys are like, I'm still the bad guy, but I'll kind of be good today.
I also think that we're not one-dimensional anymore. Right? So that could also be kind of the issue, because Roman was the bad guy for the longest time. He just was. But that didn't mean, but the way that he presents himself is so interesting that it made him more interesting for the audience. So you're going to root for the people who make you turn in, right? I think it's hard to build those things because we're not just one-dimensional, but then I think you can based on the story, right? Like, you have to lean in either way, and we just don't have that. Like, Roman was him. You pay attention to his promos, all the same. me, still me. Continuing to be me, still gonna gaslight you, still gonna be him. Never going to lie to you, never going to betray you, but still going to be me. Like, that's how he is. He's consistent. And maybe that's why we like him, is because he's so consistent. And, you know, how that affects us is different. But when you have somebody like, simply a bad guy, I'm trying to think. When we have somebody like, I can't believe that's actually hard to come up with a definitive bad guy right now.
Well, we have a good guy. We know Jay's a good guy.
Yes, we know Jay's a good guy. I'm okay, like, LA Knight is a good guy-ish. Seth?
He's not. Right now, he's coming back but it's not. What was I about to say? Solo's a bad guy.
There could still be a turn. I'm interested to see how everything unfolds. Yeah, I mean, am I interested to see how everything unfolds? I hope so. I'm excited to see that something better happen in the 6 weeks that we have to it. But I also agree, bad guys can't just be bad. There has to be a reason. And that's true. I think that's also why I kind of enjoy Tatum and Izzi, because it's so obvious that what Izzi did to Tatum was kind of ill. Thank you, Gunther. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, because I could not think of one like definitive.
I'm about to say now he is a bad guy because
he lives on it. He's 10 toes down a bad guy. He ain't sorry. He don't feel bad about it. He gonna keep being himself. But I also think that makes it easy to feel the way you feel about him. There's no complexities on any given day. It's like, Gunther's still Gunther. I'll F with him. Like, it's hard to find that in a lot of the WWE programming, which is a problem, which I will argue. This is what AEW is doing better, because there are definitive bad guys. Everybody in Dan Callis' family, bad guy. Period. You may think they're excellent athletes, but they're bad guys. There's also people who walk the line, but they do have more definitive. Like Ricochet, bad guy. On Twitter, on the TV show, still a bad guy. So I think you can do it. I just think you got to commit to it. And it can't just, like I said, how many really bad guys are on Raw? Think about it. Like, that's hard to like sit there and name them. Like, Gunther shouldn't have been hard for me to pick up, but he was.
Yeah. I don't even have anybody else really, truthfully, other than like.
I would say Dom, probably, but we like his shenanigans because it reminds us of.
Because technically he's not really, because Eddie was a bad guy, but Eddie was a good guy at the same time. Like I said, good eel. He was a good eel.
Isn't Logan Paul a bad guy?
Oh, nice. Well, I don't know. I feel like
he is a bad guy,
but he's also starting to teeter the fence too.
You think?
Or maybe
I think he definitely is a
I
bad
don't
guy.
really like him and I don't really care. So I don't know.
Fair.
I think he lives on that bad guy side because like his promos are also that way too, right? Like again, what is a bad guy? They do bad things. They remain bad because they're self-serving and they're this and they're that. Do we get that everywhere? No. But I also think it's audience's fault in a way too. Because I mean, we could have continued to dislike Roman. We didn't wanna because his persona superseded wrestling in a lot of ways, right? Like you were like, it's amazing. You didn't even know what to qualify the situation as. It was just something. But when you think about Dusty, when you think about Cody, Cody is so definitively a good guy that we don't like him anymore. So maybe it's our fault. I don't know. I don't have an answer for it, but I'm like, maybe it's our fault because we don't really like guys. We want to turn them into bad guys. Because maybe we like, I told y'all, I got daddy issues and I will happily plead to that. I don't know. I don't know. I blame my father. He liked all the villains. And so therefore, that's how I grew up.
She's like, did he though?
I didn't say anything.
You tell me I'm wrong? Am I
I
wrong?
had to think about it. I just had to think about it. You're good.
I'm like,
You're good.
though. Just gonna say.
That is true.
Absolutely. It is our fault. I will wholeheartedly admit that. Because we're like, we don't like you because you're good. Like, wait a minute. But I also think it's the strength of the story. We like stories. Tell us stories. Give us key components of a story, a beginning, a middle, and end. Give us someone to root for and someone to root against. Stop trying to make them enjoyable. But that's why to support Hill, you boo louder. It's like, it's our fault. I go hard. Say it's our fault as a wrestling community because we want what we want and we don't want what we don't want. And then we decide and we tell them they suck. But I think the story is still the problem. If you tell a story, there's no who would root for Izzi in this moment? Nobody.
No, because she's definitely was a bad. Yeah.
But they're all
we're not gonna be like our bad. Blake is a heel through and through.
Okay.
I mean,
Kalani's a heel now through and through.
I'm about to say Jada is actually a heel too. So
yes, but she's been more on the babyface side for a while. Since she came back, she's been more of a babyface. Probably because we missed her so much. You know, that's my thinking. Good. Once we missed her and everybody kept calling for her, she was popular even as a bad girl. But I think, again, we're wishy-washy. It's our fault.
What you gonna say, Kelly?
No, you're fine. I literally was just gonna say oftentimes the audience is gonna pick who they pick.
Right.
It's you hope you get it right as a writer. Because they're gonna pick who they're gonna pick.
Right. So maybe it's not their fault, it's our fault.
At the end of the day.
Now it's like I take it back. It's our fault all the way through and through. But I still am going to argue toes down about the stories. If the stories are strong enough, they will supersede our picky behinds at home.
I mean, yeah, because if we think about it, us growing up, we knew DX. They were bad guys, but we liked them. But they were bad guys.
Because they were cool bad guys.
Right, they were funny, cool bad guys.
Remember when NWO was funny and bad at the same time?
Yes.
Up until they jumped the shark and had all the NWOs and red WOs and LWOs and all that. For all of that, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, touche. Just saying. It is that, pop that up, Stacia. That's exactly the thing. That is the problem. You're going to make money either way, is my thing. Could you make more money if your stories are better, though? Yes. Just going to tell you.
And you wouldn't be sitting here fighting to sell out something because it would be like, it's must see. I don't care if I was there last year. I'm coming back again because I have to see this up close in person. I have to see how it finishes. And none of that is, I can care less how any of this finishes.
Right.
I mean, I do want Roman to punch him in his
money.
mouth, but I feel like he should do that earlier, not wait until WrestleMania to punch somebody in the mouth. Anyway, that's
Oh, you mean Roman to punch him in the mouth? I mean,
because what
we
also
have had too many times of them.
But no, but I'm saying what happened when they used to do like the fights. They would never fight each other, but they were always fighting each other, and you were like, oh. But it was always like, I can't get my hands on you. So then they finally got their hands on them. That match was epic.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm coming. I'm gonna fight you, and then we're gonna pull everybody back, and now I'm still gonna fight you. And it was like, oh, who's gonna be? Who's gonna win?
Oh, well, see, they do that in AEW. They do that. Like, you're not allowed to touch each other, or like you both get suspended, or the match is off, or something like that. So they do where you have, like, I think that makes sense. Like, if I'm gonna put Roman and Punk in the room together, then I'm gonna make sure physicality is off the table. I still don't think Charlotte versus Tiffany was the best story last year. Nia had one of her most dominant career years, and she did it while Charlotte was gone. They could have met. Yes, they could have. I agree with you.
I got an idea.
What's your idea?
I don't know if we talked about this already, but it just popped in my head because I'm going, if we're going to think about it, they should have Roman at, maybe, I don't know if they do cremated, but they could have had him at a cemetery and pretended that he was throwing Larry's ashes all over the place. And be like, if you want them, come find them.
I don't want to see him going there.
That'd be good. But that'd be good. That'd be a good. And what it would be, I would be satisfied. So
there's nowhere to
maybe
go.
Maybe that's the evil spill in me. I'm sorry.
Listen to me.
Just popped off.
Listen. There is nowhere to go at this point. You come to go dig up a dead dog?
No, I didn't say go dig him up, but I'm just saying, as in, like,
that's them to portray, even though it might not actually be real, but you want them to portray him doing something like that. Like, why would Roman do something like that?
But I mean, because now I'm petty, because now you went low, so I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna bring you all the way to hell.
No, this is what we discussed yesterday. There's no way.
I just thought about it, and I thought that was a really cool idea. Like, I'm salivating because that's just the evil spirit in me.
What?
Okay, hallelujah. I'm going to rebuke.
I think we have reached it. Okay, so thank you guys for hanging with us. Y'all have really helped us to make this even longer than I meant for this to go. So we appreciate you hanging. I love your questions. We love your interactions. Please make sure you follow us on all our platforms. We want you to follow us on Facebook, on Twitch, on TikTok, on Instagram, on... I'm sorry. Where else? She's losing me a little bit. TikTok, Instagram. Anyway, or you can visit us on our link tree where you can find out all of our social, because right now my sister, she is taking it to a place. Here's our link tree if you want to just find us, look us up, and find out where you can follow us. You can also listen to us because we are technically a podcast. And where can they do that?
You can listen to us on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Amazon Audible, Pocket Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Music. And then you can follow us individually, except Kevlin. You can follow me, Tanisha, at Tanisha_MamaPod on TikTok and Facebook. Nope, I'm not on Facebook. TikTok and Instagram. You can follow Kiara at KiaraMamaPod, no space, no underscore, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and then also on X. You can follow her as Content Vixen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we want to invite you to visit our website, maineventmamaspodcast.com, where you will find all of our content, all of the videos on various platforms. They all roll up there. You can even check out my new blogs. I have one on Queen Nanny of the Maroons that we talked about on our Black History Month. Our Black History Month Midnight Confessions episode. We also have a brand new blog up where I tell you my thoughts on the Women's Elimination Chamber and how it lacks star power. Y'all can fight me in the comments, but you got to read the blog first. And with that, we're excited. We still got some new stuff coming up for you guys this week. You know, we never leave you guys alone for too long. Make sure you check out our Aftermath, which is our true crime episodes. We did one that was very special to us a couple weeks ago. 9 minutes long, brand new format, very new thing. You can watch and follow the journey that Nia Wilson was on. And with that, we want to say we're not new to this.
We're so true to this. And this was Main Event Mamas Live Edition.
Whoop, whoop.
Peace out.